for the first time, folks, on the Dan and Mitch hour.
Hour? Wow, this review's going.
Oh, look, there's pages. How predictable. See, that's what with books, you always know what you're going to get. Pages and pages of boring. Oh, look, space. That's a crater or something.
Just
and
cut to the thing.
No, don't keep.
Cut to the...
Hey, welcome to the Dan and Mitch Show, Season 2. He's Dan.
And that's Mitch.
And today...
You have to say Season 2 before you say my name.
Yeah, well...
That hurts my feelings.
It is rather important, Danny.
It's not
It has been a long time since we've put down a review.
It
since
has.
we've thrown down a review.
Yep.
And today, we're on The Expanse.
Yep. It's The Expanse. To our lovely audience members, hey, how's it going? Welcome back.
Hello.
This show is basically like a Game of Thrones / Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's about political intrigue. There's a lot of backstory that starts to unfold throughout the series. And it's this giant kind of mystery. It's this big mystery. And you try to figure out who is what and what's doing where and who's it's and what's it's and done it's and all the rest of it.
All right.
And so it's all set in space. It's all set in this
space.
giant sci-fi landscape that feels theatrical. It doesn't feel TV-like.
Yeah.
It feels big and it feels expansive.
Oh, very good. Yes, I did.
So the best parts of the series is basically these characters as they're uncovering this mystery from two different ends.
Okay.
So you've got one end, you've got this detective character who's this Detective Miller, played by Thomas Jane.
I don't know him.
You don't know him?
No.
He was in Deep Blue Sea. He was in the Punisher movie. Mist. He was the dad in Mist.
See, no, it's not ringing a bell.
And on the other end of the spectrum,
Yeah.
you've got Stephen Strait, who plays his character Holden, who's this like first mate kind of character on a ship.
Okay.
And there's some bad stuff happening now. I don't want to go into spoilers, but that story is really interesting, and all these events keep unfolding around this guy, just almost coincidentally.
Yeah.
And this guy just goes on this journey. But what I liked most about perhaps both of their stories is characters would just die. Things would happen, and you'd be like, oh yeah, you're kind of going to be the lead. I see where this is going to go. Dead.
So it's like Game of Thrones in space.
A little bit.
So you never know. Is there going to be a red wedding in space?
A red wedding.
A space wedding.
A red space wedding. Wedding.
So, okay, let's just get it out of the way. This is on Netflix, isn't it?
It's on Netflix
right now. So anyone can watch
right now.
it.
It's on Netflix. It actually came out end of last year, beginning of this year.
Okay.
On the Sci-Fi channel in America. So a lot of our American fans have probably already seen it or at least heard of it through the Sci-Fi channel. But it's brand new to Australia now, and it's purely through Netflix. So it's a great binge. It's an amazing binge.
Is it a long binge? How long does it go?
It's 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
Each is 40 minutes long.
All
so
right.
it's a real...
So like 8 hours?
You could knock it out in a weekend.
Yeah. Tell me why I should go about watching this show.
There's one part about the show that you're not going to like.
Okay.
It's based on a
Has it got kids?
book.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Based on a
It's
book.
based on a book.
That's the first thing that
But it's based on a book series. So it's
Yeah.
not like a single beginning, middle, and end novel. It's just an entire like complex and epic series of books called The Expanse. So the series of books is called The Expanse. And the first...
Just like the show.
I know. But this series basically is half a book.
Okay.
So it goes through basically the first half of the first book in the series.
But it's the boring part, isn't it?
But it was a really good story.
A good romp.
It was a really good romp. Two of the main writers, I forget their names, Mark Fergus and Hawk Ostby. Sorry if I said your names wrong, because they're clearly listening to the show. Yeah. But they were writers on Iron Man. They were writers on Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah.
And
so they've done this sort of thing before.
And they wrote
probably
the
not in
screenplay
space.
for Children of Men.
Oh, they did. Oh, I love that movie.
So like,
oh, terrific.
you
Maybe
get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, there's a lot of really good bits in this story, and the mystery was really interesting. The main question that over this season at least, that you start to learn dribs and drabs of, you start to piece it together, and eventually you're shown the hand of cards, and it's fantastic.
They built their solar system on our backs, spilt the blood of 1 million of our brothers, but in their eyes, we're not even human anymore.
Heaven help your enemies.
There is a negative. Let's pull it back. Let's pull it back.
Let's pull it back. Let's get to the
There
negatives.
are really 3 stories at play.
Okay.
No, there are 4 stories.
You told me there was 2 stories, Danny.
There was 2 good stories.
I'm trying to wrap my brain around the 2 stories in space based on a book.
So there's 4
and you're
stories.
throwing me all this new information.
The actual mystery that
Okay.
the 2 characters are kind of uncovering. And then there's a 3rd story. Now, this 3rd story is on Earth, and this is kind of really where that political intrigue kind of comes in. Unfortunately, you know how I like political intrigue.
I know you love political
I
intrigue.
didn't like
Danny.
this political intrigue.
Oh.
It felt flat. It felt boring. And
I'm pretty sure that I would
excitement.
not like this political
You wouldn't
intrigue.
at all. There's not a lot of it. Really, it's only like a couple of minutes each episode.
I'm sure there's a bit of it.
But it really weighed the whole story down. It just, I felt like there could have been a much more interesting way to kind of tell that side of things or spice it up.
Well, how do you do political intrigue without the political intrigue? Do you just get rid of it?
Maybe, I don't know. It just didn't work for me. Like, I would have rather like a single episode that went through all the highs and lows and kind of introduced it that way. Like maybe start season 2 off with that kind of an intrigue instead of this little boring dribs and drabs, which I just wasn't invested in that storyline.
Heaven help us all. Earth must come first.
It's a little slower
Yeah.
to kind of get its footing. But if you can kind of get through like 2 or 3 episodes, you'll snowball past there and you'll be finished in no time.
If you can get through the politics, you're in for a good ride.
You're in for a good ride.
Terrific.
It's fantastic.
So, Danny, closing thoughts?
You're
You're going to give it a Danny do see it.
I think with the production value was significantly higher than it should have been.
Okay.
Which means the visuals were fantastic. The performances were stellar. The writing was extraordinary.
Fantastic.
With the exception of like a single storyline where there were just lots of bits I didn't like, Danny do see it.
Danny do see it.
Danny do see it.
The first Danny do see it of the new season. It's nothing to sneeze at.
You're obsessed with seasons.
And I'm going to give it a Danny don't see it because I haven't seen it and it's got politics and based on a book.
Isn't that my thing? Don't I say Danny? No, don't I say see you next time?
It's
been a long time.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Mitch out.
See you next time.
Have a good one.
Bye.
All the best.
Ciao.
Love yous long times.
Sayonara.
Konnichiwa.
That's the opposite.
I just said hello again.
Yeah. We're back.
We're back.